Good evening, family, and thank you all for attending the 4th annual Black graduation at Mount San Antonio College. It is time to get this celebration cracking, so if you are able, please stand and join me in welcoming our 2026 class of Black graduation students.
Never could have made it without you. Never, 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 never.
This was so extra, and I'm here for it. Hope you are too. My name is Mercedes Cunningham, and I have the distinct honor of serving as the coordinator of the Center for Black Culture and Student Success. Thank you. Curtsy. My heart is so full being in this theater with all of you today. This is by far my favorite day of the year. Bear with me, I have asthma and I'm wheezy today. I wasn't gonna disclose that initially, but I can feel it. There is no more joyous occasion than seeing students reach their goals and creating brighter futures for themselves. It is incredible to see so many loved ones here today, and I know there are folks tuning in live on stream, so thank you all for showing support for our students in that regard as well. And though we are primarily here to highlight and celebrate the achievements and the Black excellence of the students that are here before you, we know that some of their accomplishments may not have been possible without their loved ones. Some of you all here in this room and on live stream, and maybe others who couldn't tune in, have had to maybe fill in the gaps and step in, because oftentimes college success can't happen without a community around you making sacrifices as well. So maybe you slid somebody a couple of dollars at some point. Maybe you provided some babysitting duties. I see some head nods already. Maybe someone provided a kick in the butt when students needed it to get them here. Or maybe a few extra shoulders to cry on to help them release some pressure. You have loved on and encouraged these scholars through a challenging and pivotal part of their higher education. So thank you so much for your continued support of our future leaders. Can I ask that the graduates and all Mount SAC staff and faculty who are here, please join me in applauding the loved ones for the work and the sacrifices that they have provided to these graduates. One of my favorite things about my people is our joy. Black joy, by definition, is radical. I wax on about this concept every chance I get, so if you've heard it, stomp me out. Black joy is a full-body experience for us. It's teary-eyed laughter. It's a random dance break if our song come on. It's laughing until your abs are sore. It's breaking out into song, quoting movie lines as inside jokes. It's that black people telepathy where we could look across the room, make eye contact with each other, and bust out laughing, because if you know, you know. It's also taking off running because someone says something just that damn funny that you just had to get a couple steps in. What makes this joy so unique is that it's relational to one another. And most importantly, it is joy in the face of obstacles, not in the absence of it. And tonight is no different. We're in the midst of trying times. Lord knows we could have played In the Midst of It All by Yolanda Adams, because we may have needed it. But black folks, we ain't new to this. We true to this. Therefore, even though folks may be rallying and enacting policies to disenfranchise our people, I'm side-eyeing you, Supreme Court. Racists may be organizing in record numbers. And while the world is getting so expensive, they may as well start charging us to breathe at this point. I might slide something for today, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you. Given all that and plenty more, our people have always carved out time for joy. Even on those days when you know you might have to shake the table a little bit, we still have black joy. It is radical because no matter what is thrown at us, black joy gives us the cathartic and communal release that we need to heal, to continue moving forward, and perhaps even to thrive. And so, on tonight, we will exude black joy. Because when one of us wins, all of us win. So this is a celebration for all of us tonight. This is a celebration for all of our people, past, present, and beyond. We are here both in body and spirit, carried by the love, grace, and wisdom of those who came before us. And so it is paramount that we honor our ancestors before we go further in the program. A huge part of our mission for our center, the Center for Black Culture and Student Success, is to ensure black students, staff, and faculty here at Mount SAC are culturally enriched and affirmed while they're on campus. Our goal is to aid students to reach their goals beyond the classrooms. And we are intentional about making sure our students leave this institution more whole than when they arrived here, and with a greater sense of self in the process. So that may be teaching some of these youngsters how to do the electric slide, maybe boots on the ground. Where them fans at? Y'all don't got none? Slacking. I will pop mine right now. Don't play. Don't play. Made me lose my spot. Maybe teaching them how to play dominoes, introducing them to Say It Loud, because I learned that a lot of these students don't know the song. So we step in, we fill in those gaps, right? But moreover, it is excavating our histories and our traditions that have been intentionally stripped away from us. So we bridge the gap between our Black American culture and traditions to those practiced in the motherland, such as creating an altar that you see here today. In West African traditions, an altar is made to commemorate and honor our ancestors. But did you know that some of us have been engaging in the sacred practice of pouring libations for our ancestors without even knowing it? I know I'm not the only one that poured some out for the dead homies. This is in us. This is muscle memory from our ancestors, from the motherland. Additionally, We build these altars for our events to set the tone for the gathering, to normalize cultural practice, and use it as a tool for education. The elements that make up an altar are fire, water, earth, mineral, and nature. Fire helps to keep our connection to the ancestors. We have fire represented with candles that were hand-painted in South Africa. Water represents peace, focus, and wisdom. Earth expresses our sense of identity and our ability to nurture and support one another. It helps to create a grounded energy. Earth is represented on our altar by soil from Ghana, West Africa, collected 2 years ago by one of our elders in the Emoja community, Baba Dr. Ernie Bridges. Mineral helps us to remember our purpose and connections to people. Mineral is represented with the stone that was anonymously gifted to our center that says justice for Breonna Taylor. Nature represents our true selves as we work through change and transformation. We have nature represented with the dried okra plant grown by one of our students, Chris Lewis, in his local African garden. And so now that we're familiar with some of the sacred artifacts on the altar, which represent the people and the histories we want to call into this space today, it's time to pour the libations. This might be a good time for you to think of loved ones who have transitioned on, who you would want to be celebrating with you here today. Keep them present in your heart while we pour the libation as a way to call their energy, spirit with you. May I ask that our Emoja program specialist, Aaron Preston, please join me and assist me with this practice? I got my own, very own Vanna White here. This will be a call and response experience. Participation is required. So I will call on our ancestors, and then Aaron will pour water into a plant. And when we do that, your collective response will be Ashe, which means so be it. Y'all got that? Okay. Let us call on those of the past, those who are steadfast in their purpose, like the words of Booker T. Washington, who said, "Success is to be measured not so much by the position one has reached in life as by the obstacles one has to overcome while trying to succeed," we say. So we pour libation to Mary McLeod Bethune, who said, "The progress of the world will call for the best all of us has to give," we say. James Baldwin, who said, "Our crowns have already been bought and paid for. All we have to do is put them on," we say. Claudette Colvin, who recently transitioned, said, "When it comes to justice, there is no easy way to get it," we say. Malcolm X, who said, "Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today," we say. Audre Lorde, who said, "I am deliberate and afraid of nothing," we say. Chairman Fred Hampton, who said, "If you dare to struggle, you dare to win," we say. Assata Shakur, who said, "A wall is just a wall, it could be broken down," we say. Congressman John Lewis, who knew that we need to get in good trouble, we say. Bell Hooks, who said that education was a liberatory practice, we say. Toni Morrison, who said that you are your best thing, we say. Ida B. Wells, the journalist who refused to be silenced, we say. Frederick Douglass, the abolitionist, we say. Sojourner Truth, the abolitionist, we say. Jason Collins, the trailblazer, we say. Harriet Tubman, the freedom fighter, we say. And Jesse Jackson, who reminded us that we are somebodies, we say. And countless others who have lived and died for change. Let us remember and never forget. We all stand on the shoulders of those who came before us and those not yet born. We have an obligation and a duty to do what our ancestors did for us. And so in this moment and in this time, let us continue to build stronger shoulders for our children's children. Ashe. Ashe, and Ashe. Thank you for participating and properly convening in this space, this celebration today. Our 4th annual Black graduation would not be possible without the support of our campus leadership. And now I would like to invite up our Associate Dean of Student Success and Equity, Dr. Eric Lara, to share a word with you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the 2026 Black Congratulatory Celebration. Once again, my name is Dr. Eric Lara, and I am the Associate Dean for Student Success and Equity here at Mount SAC, and I have the privilege and honor of overseeing 6 of our Equity, Diversity, Identity Centers on campus, one of them being the Center for Black Culture and Student Success. On behalf of Mount SAC, I want to welcome all of you this evening as we celebrate more than 40 students who are earning a certificate, an associate's degree, and/or are transferring to the four-year university. As we begin, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge some of our campus leaders in attendance here tonight. And I would like to start with our President and CEO, Dr. Martha Garcia, to my right. Board of Trustee member, Mr. Gary Chow. We have Dr. David Forges, our Associate Vice President of Student Services. Dr. Megan Chen, our Associate Vice President of Instruction. Dr. Romelia Salinas, our Dean of the Library. Dr. George Bradshaw, Dean of Counseling. Dean of Admissions and Records. Sorry, George. Dr. Koji Wasugi, Dean of Student Services. And Dr. Andy Farron, Associate Dean of Humanities and Social Sciences. And I apologize if there was other administrators who walked in. I also want to recognize and thank our Umoja Regional Coordinator who is here in attendance tonight, Mr. Michael Stewart. And in addition, I want to recognize the team who made this celebration possible. I want to start with our Director of the Center for Black Culture and Student Success, Dr. Kat Germany, right in the front. You already heard from our coordinator, Mercedes Cunningham. Our faculty counselor, Makleet Molla, here at the front. Our program specialist, Aaron Preston. And our administrative specialist, Janelle Griffin. So I want to thank them for all of the work, care, commitments that they have put into and poured into our students throughout the years. So tonight, as I mentioned, we are celebrating more than 40 students. And before I move forward, I have a request for the students who are sitting here in the front 2 rows. I ask if we have any student who has taken more than 10 years on this educational journey, if you can please stand. Okay. All right, please stay standing. Go ahead and stay standing for those of you that have taken more than 10 years. Now, if your journey took 6 or more years, please stand. Stay standing, please. If your journey took 3 or more years, please stand. And if your journey took 1 to 3 years, which should be everyone now, please stand. Now what I ask, before you sit, what I ask is that you all and our families in attendance, our loved ones, to look around. And I ask, what do you see? Right? What I see from my standpoint are graduates, our transfers, our certificate earners. What I don't see is how many years it took to get to that point, right? That didn't matter. What mattered is that you made it and you're here tonight with us. So congratulations for that. You may be seated. And now as I sit, from my point of view, as I see the family, I see the loved ones, I see the supporters, I see parents, grandparents, siblings, children, family, cousins. And I see the people who encouraged our students, who prayed for them, checked in on them, reminded them who they are, reminded them of who they are, and who helped them get to this moment. In this current moment, with so much that feels uncertain in our worlds, we remember that our students are not here by accident. They are here because of their work, their families, their communities, and the bridges built by those who came before them. As Fannie Lou Hamer reminded us, never to forget where we came from and always praise the bridges that carried us over. Tonight's celebration is not just for our students. It is a reflection of the brilliance in this room. It is a reflection of the families, the community, and the ancestors who helped pave the way. Tonight we honor the first. We honor those who were I almost gave up. We honor the late nights, the early mornings, the moments of doubt, the moments of strength, and the moments when our students had to remind themselves that we belong here. And most importantly, tonight we honor the I made it through. To our graduates, certificate earners, and transfer students, we are proud of you, we celebrate you, we honor your journey, and we can't wait to see the impact you will make in your families' lives and in our community. Congratulations to all of you and welcome to the 2026 Black Congratulatory Celebration.
Up next in our program is the singing of the Black National Anthem. Lift Every Voice and Sing was written by James Weldon Johnson in the year 1900. Well over a century later, this song still captures the hope for our future. And we are blessed to have one of our alum perform his rendition of this iconic song. Please welcome youth pastor and CBCSS alum, Mr. Sir Vaughn, to the stage.
All right, are y'all good? Y'all feel all right? Yes? All right, I don't mean to be a bother, but I'm gonna have everybody stand up, please. We're gonna liven up the place a little bit. This is a celebration, right? All right, so I'm gonna sing a quick song, and I'm gonna be out of your hair, all right? But y'all have to participate. You gotta rock with me, all right? Thumbs up, let everybody know, or everybody know that I got it. Okay, cool. Here we go. So I'm gonna start a clap. Y'all clap on beat, all right? Here we go. Actually, let's make it a little slower. A little bit slower, a little bit slower. There we go. All right, we getting there now. All right, here we go. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Here we go. Sing a song full of the hope that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the presence has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who has brought us thus far on the way, thou who hast by thy might brought us into the light. Keep us forever in the path we pray. Y'all sing this part with me. Here we go. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the presence has brought us. Good job, good job. Oh, no more clapping. Amen. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Let us march on till victory is won. Let us march on till victory is won. 'Cause we're almost there. I got you, didn't I? We're almost there. People out there may think you're crazy, but you really shouldn't care. 'Cause you're almost there, almost there. There ain't nothing gonna stop you now because you're almost there. Clap right there, say you're almost there. Now sing it with me, say you're almost there. There we go. Now say you're almost there. Yeah, you're almost there. You're almost there. You're almost there. I got it right there. Say you're almost there. There we go. Say you're almost. Now point at somebody and say you're almost. Point at somebody, say you're almost there. Point at somebody, say you're almost there. Come on, and say you're Now make it personal, say like this. Say I'm almost there. Say I'm almost there. There you go. Say I'm almost there. Come on, say I'm almost. Now rock with me and say it. Say I'm almost there. There we go. Say I'm almost there. Yeah, say I'm almost there. Last time I hear, say I'm almost there. God be with us because we're almost there. There you go.
Of course.
That was Princess and the Frog at the end, in case y'all didn't know. He's just dropping out random songs in here. I'm here for it, but you gotta complain a little bit. Continuing in the spirit of Black excellence, because that was excellence. Thank you for sharing your exuberance with us, Pastor Servan. Thank you for sharing your time and your talents with us. Very grateful. So in the spirit of Black excellence and being of service to the community, I would like to put one individual on the spot. Our team wanted to highlight a special individual for their exceptional service to students and our center in particular. As an Umoja campus, we have practices that we must apply to our work as a guiding framework. One of those practices is the ethic of love. Professor Andriana McCall is a professor of English and literature. She's mad dope. If y'all haven't taken her class and you still can, enroll. Good peoples, man. She has been steadfast in her service to our center since she arrived at Mount SAC several years ago. She hosts office hours in our center regularly, meets with students even if they're not enrolled in her courses. Whenever we have called upon her for assistance, she springs into action. When practitioners move with an ethic of love, they touch students' spirits. Moving with an ethic of love means having a willingness to share ourselves, our stories, our lives, and our own experiences with students. Professor McCall shares herself, her scholarship, and even her family with us. Her beloved son has become a valued member of our community even. Please join me in welcoming our Umoja faculty member, Professor Andriana McCall, to the stage to receive the Ethic of Love Award. We're gonna see if we can nudge her to say a couple things. You gotta at least hear her voice, you know what I mean?
Thank you. Wow, right?
She ain't even seen it yet though, right?
I know. Thank you. We love you. I love y'all more. I am beyond honored, truly. To be thought of so highly is never something that I take for granted or lightly. I love the work that I do as an educator. I love to teach young people, particularly our brown young people. I consider myself an emblem of possibility. So I, being one of very few black faculty on this campus, it is a privilege to be seen in spaces where I get to touch the lives of young people that look like me. And my hope is that when you encounter me, one, speak to a girl when you see me on this campus. Yeah, some of y'all might be aware that I will stop you. Hey, young man, you see me. Hello, I'm Professor McCall, thank you. But also I want young people to be encouraged that if a little old girl from Florida, can achieve being a professor at an institution, working on a PhD, gotta throw that up in there too. Hopefully you all know there is nothing you cannot do. Nothing at all. I'm honored. Thank you. I done said my words. I'm gonna go sit down.
Thank you, Professor. She really is a good for a hey young man. I was actually gonna put that in my remarks, but there she go. She said it. It's finally time to hear from our students. It is student remark time for those who are following along in your programs. When nominating a student for this role, we wanted to choose someone who would embody the spirit of the griot. A griot is an honor bestowed upon those who will keep the ancestors' oral traditions alive by telling our stories. Genesis Johnson is a woman to admire. She radiates joy and love. She is a dancer, an artist, and is seeking to become a healer. Genesis is well on her way to becoming an art therapist, and we can't wait to see her dreams become a reality. Please welcome the griot of the class of 2026, Ms. Genesis Johnson, to the stage. Genesis got a fan club back there. They got signs or something. I saw it. We're going to clap up Ms. Genesis Johnson onto the stage, my people. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so grateful and so happy to be here in front of all of you beautiful people, and thank you for this opportunity. I first want to thank God for allowing us to be here today. I also want to thank our families and our friends and our professors and mentors, everyone who supported us getting here today, Lord. This is also a celebration for everyone who stuck beside us, and I'm just so grateful for my people and my loved ones. I want to personally thank, sorry, I lost my place. I personally want to thank my mom for never letting me forget all the sacrifices she made for me, that I can be up here today and the opportunity she provided for me. I want to thank my siblings for keeping me motivated. Love y'all. I see y'all out there. Always pushing me and keeping me going. And I want to acknowledge my dad and my nana, who are no longer with me physically, but continue to be my angels. I know they're watching over me, keeping me safe, and I feel how proud they are of me in this moment. I also want to give a special thank you to the Center of Black Culture and Student Success, and faculty and staff who continue to pour into Black students every day. Mount SAC is a diverse campus, but it's not many of us here in the classrooms, and I love that we have a place that we can all come together and feel the love and the culture and enjoy each other's company. The center became more than just a place on campus. It became a community. It became a place where students feel seen, heard, supported, celebrated, and given opportunities to grow. It became a place where we could be ourselves, connect with one another, and reminder that we belong here. Having people who believe in you can change everything. Having mentors, staffs, and leaders who remind you of your potential can change everything. Thank you for creating a space where Black students can thrive and for investing in us and believing in us even when sometimes we didn't see it in ourselves. Tonight is about celebrating Black excellence, and I see Black excellence all throughout this room, and I love that for us. When I look around this room, I don't just see graduates. I see future counselors, teachers, nurses, business owners, entrepreneurs, artists, leaders, and change makers. I see people with dreams. I see people with purpose. I see people who are going to leave this place and have an impactful, positive thing to leave out with our community. Take a moment and really let it sink in. Look around the room. Look at the people who sit beside you. Look at everything that has brought you to this moment. And whether you realize it or not, you are everything you think you are and even the things you haven't discovered about yourself yet. For generations, education was something our ancestors had to fight for. They pushed through barriers, challenged systems, and created opportunities that many of us benefit from today. Because of their sacrifices, we have opportunities they could not dream of. They could only dream of. My bad. Let me slow down. Because they kept going, we get to sit in the classrooms we sat in. We get to earn these degrees, transfer to universities, build careers and futures for ourselves, futures that we get to define on our own terms. We honor them not only by remembering the sacrifices, by continuing to walk through the doors they had helped open. And when those doors aren't open, remember the words of Shirley Chisholm. Thank you. I was struggling with that. Chisholm. If they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. And I love that quote because it reminds us. I love that quote because it reminds us that we don't have to wait for permission to belong. We don't have to wait for someone else to validate our worth, our intelligence, and our potential. Sometimes we have to create opportunities for ourselves. Sometimes we have to take up the space in the room. Never, ever let someone else's perspective or what they think stop you from going out and achieving your goals and your dreams and what you know what God has in plan for you. That's why tonight is bigger than a graduation and celebrating our Black excellence. It is a celebration of history, it is a celebration of culture, it is a celebration of community, and it's a celebration of every Black student in this room. As we move forward, I want to encourage all of us to stay focused on our goals, our dreams, and what brought us here. Whether you're transferring, starting a career, pursuing another degree, starting a business, or still figuring out what's next, don't stop here. This is not the finish line, this is a milestone. And remember that you are capable of accomplishing everything that you believe in and keep moving forward. There will be moments when things don't go according to plan. There will be moments when you have questions about yourself and where you're going. There will be moments when the path ahead is uncertain. In those moments, remember what brought you here today. Remember your goals. Remember the people that believed in you. Remember the dreams you have for yourself. And remember this moment right now. Remember what it felt like to accomplish something that once seemed so far away. Y'all don't know how many times I met with McLean trying to figure out when I was going to transfer. Because you can do this, and you can move, you are capable, and you are talented, and you are resilient, and you are ready for opportunities, ready for change, ready for challenges, ready to walk into spaces where you weren't always designed for us to be there. ready to create opportunities not only for yourselves but the generations that come after us. As Black students, our success is never just about us. It's about achievement and creating possibilities for someone else. Every barrier we break is a path a little easier for those who follow. Every dream we pursue is the future generation that they can see is possible. So keep learning, keep growing, keep believing in yourself, take up space, use your voice, be proud of who you are, where you come from, and what you've accomplished. Never let anyone make you feel like you don't belong, because you do. You do belong in every classroom. You belong in every boardroom. You belong in every leadership position that you get and that is coming to you. You belong in every space that are designed and made for you. And most importantly, you belong wherever your dreams take you. Congratulations, everyone. I'm so proud of us.
She's trying to run off. We have a special award, a Brio Award for Genesis. That was excellent. That was excellent.
Thank you.
Abundance of Black excellence. That gave me some food for thought. I need to chew on some of that. That was beautiful. It was actually beautiful, Genesis. We're continuing in celebrating some students, and this is going to be a surprise for some of them, or maybe all of them. Let's see. One of our ancestors, Lorraine Hansberry, the activist, queer icon, and playwright, famous for A Raisin in the Sun, said, "Though it be a thrilling and marvelous thing to be young and gifted, in such times it is doubly so, doubly dynamic to be young, gifted, and Black. And as such, we want to highlight outstanding students whose achievements and contributions deserve special recognition. These students have not only excelled academically, but have also uplifted and inspired our community through their dedication, resilience, and unwavering commitment to the legacy of Black excellence at Mount SAC. Their achievements deserve to be seen and uplifted. So students, if you hear your name called, please come forward, come to the stage. And Aaron is going to present you with an award, and just hang tight up here for some photos. The first award is the Academic Excellence Award. This student is new to our center. I actually just met him today. But like when you come across excellence, even if it's on paper, you still have to acknowledge it, right? This award recognizes a student whose commitment to academic achievement shines as a guiding light for others. The student being recognized is graduating from Mount SAC with an associate's degree for transfer in communications. This student is graduating with a 4.0 GPA. The Academic Excellence Award goes to Leviticus Staggers. The next award is the Spirit of Umoja Award. This award is rooted in the Kiswahili principle of umoja, which means unity. This award honors a trio of students whose outstanding engagement in our center has strengthened the bonds of community, connection, and collective growth. A couple of these students come off as quite timid, maybe soft-spoken, a little demure, maybe mindful. But if you're ever in our center, you'll see folks gravitating around them, and there's something there, and we want to highlight those folks. There's an African proverb that these students exemplify that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So the Spirit of Umoja Awards go to Ms. Jasmine Stampley, Mr. Yadel Thomas, and Andrew Amanez. Line up in the front, y'all. Come on, front and center. You're getting a spotlight. You're being adorned today. Bask in it. The next award is the Unbreakable Spirit Award. This award also honors 3 students whose journeys exemplify tenacity, perseverance, and determination to achieve their goals. They showed resilience in returning to campus to complete their degrees. As Dr. Lara pointed out, education is not always linear. Everybody don't get it in 2 years and out. And it's important to highlight folks who have shown that tenacious spirit. So the Unbreakable Spirit Awards go to Ms. Destiny Plummer, Ms. A.J. Brown, and Mr. Keith Fort. I don't think he's here. We're going to hold on to it for him. The final award is the Impact Award. This award honors a student who leads by example. The student is a campus leader in more ways than one. We spoke recently, and she told me about a journey that she took to create one of her leadership roles. She saw a need in the community, something that Genesis was touching upon. This student is a STEM major, and a lot of times Black students might feel a bit isolated in their STEM courses. And so she saw a need to cultivate a community of Black STEM students, and so she took initiative to resolve that by creating a club. And so she gathered several students to initiate the Black Students in STEM Club. And so we want to reward her leadership with the Impact Award. This award goes to student trustee Michelle Obasi. That means she is the student representative on the Board of Trustees for Mount San Antonio College. Let's give one more round of applause for all of these amazing students. Y'all flick them up real quick. Get some photos, right? Thank you, students. Please return to your seats. And now, I'm going to ask that Ms. Erin Preston come back to the stage and hop on a mic real quick. Thank you.
Good evening. There's an African proverb that says, knowledge is like a garden. If it's not cultivated, it cannot be harvested. This proverb reminds us that knowledge requires care, intention, and continuous growth. When we take the time to nurture education, it becomes something powerful that we can uplift not only ourselves, but entire communities. Our next speaker truly embodies this proverb through his work, his scholarship, and his commitment to educating and empowering others. I had the opportunity to hear Dr. Childs speak for the first time at the 2024 Umoja Student Leadership Summit in San Diego. And I was immediately struck by both his passion and his deep well of knowledge, especially regarding the experiences and struggles of the Black community. Dr. Dennis Childs is an associate professor of African American literature and the director of the Black Diaspora and African American Studies program at the University of California, San Diego. He is an author of The Slaves of the State, Black Incarceration from the Chain Gang to the Penitentiary, a book that explores the connection between slavery and the prison system in America. Through his teaching, writing, and activism, Dr. Childs encourages people to think critically about justice, history, and social change. In addition to his academic work, he has partnered with several social justice organizations, including the Malcolm X Grassroots Movement, All of Us or None, the Chicano Mexicano Prison Project, and Critical Resistance. He continues to use his voice and scholarship to advocate for equity, liberation, and community empowerment. So please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, Dr. Dennis Childs. The stage is yours.
All I got to say is Genesis is a very hard act to follow. That was amazing. Congratulations. And I'm putting on a timer for myself because I have a tendency to rattle on, so y'all have to forgive me, but I'm going to try to keep to time. First of all, I just want to say that it is indeed an honor to be here, and I have to send the thank yous out, especially to Mercedes Cunningham, Janelle Griffin, and the Center for Black Culture and Student Success and Umoja Aspire. When Aaron sent the invitation for me to come, there was no way I would miss it. As someone said earlier, these are the best days. I think it was Mercedes. People that are in education, there's no better day than this one. And I want to especially thank Aaron Preston for reaching out and everyone in the center for making me feel so welcome today. And I especially want to thank the graduates, because without y'all, this wouldn't be happening. So I congratulate you. I have to say, I'm the director of Black Diaspora African American Studies at UCSD, so there's a little bit of a selfish thing here. I'm on a recruiting trip. As I told some of y'all earlier, I know a lot of y'all already have your plans. I'm looking at your bios. It's incredible. I'm going to echo everything that everyone's already said. It's just, it fills my heart, everything that you've done. And it's always, and I think, how many students are here who are not graduates in the audience from Mount SAC? Are there? Okay, I see a couple. Okay. Well, I'm really definitely recruiting you. You haven't committed, and the graduates too. The Black Diaspora African American Studies program at UCSD is something really important to me. I've directed it twice. This is my second run at it. And, UCSD doesn't have a lot to brag about. Something similar, like Genesis said, about the environment for Black students, Black faculty, Black staff, Black administrators. I also want to thank the administrators who are here, everyone who got recognized earlier for everything you do to support the center and the students. And we just celebrated this year our 5th year having a major in Black Diaspora African American Studies. We also have a minor program. And it's really something important, and with what Genesis was saying earlier, it's almost like centers like this, and we call ourselves BADAS, by the way, if you look at our acronym, because that's what we feel about ourselves, BDAS. And we have a Black Resource Center that's kind of similar to the center here. And as she was saying earlier, it's like that space is always something you could touch base on. And even when you feel like the environment that you're in might not be so welcoming, it's just that place where you can go and feel at home, like a refuge. And especially in these days and times, with the craziness that's going on in the world, the so-called leadership who are clowns, who at best, who are putting everyone at jeopardy, and definitely putting our modes of study at jeopardy. I mean, Black Diaspora African American Studies is not just a place where we go hang out, it's a mode of intellectual inquiry. I salute the professors in the audience for what you do and the example that you set. And in a time like this, it's those modes of inquiry that are threatened. And the reason why the way that we work and what we teach is being threatened is because it's so threatening to the system. You know, the system that basically for us, many of us are part of what Saidiya Hartman calls the tribe of the Middle Passage. And those who are not, maybe from areas of the diaspora or the motherland, you know something about that through systems of colonialism and fighting against that. So there's a history of struggle behind all that. And I love the transfer students that I get the most. No shade to any of my other students at UCSD, but some of them come from, most of them I would say, relatively silver spoon backgrounds, kind of places of entitlement. But when I get transfers from places like Mount SAC, and I need to get a lot more, you get the hint, I've said it enough now. When I get y'all in the classroom and I'm teaching about Assata Shakur, who was mentioned earlier, or Malcolm X, or Ida B. Wells Barnett, or Ella Baker, or Sekou Odinga, I don't have to work very hard to get the point across, because it's not something that's just in a book. The knowledge that we're talking about is grounded in our experience, our collective experience, and my theme today has to do with that. Umoja is not just a word, it's a life principle. You know, again, Genesis was speaking on all that. Everybody up here before was speaking about that concept of Umoja. It's very, you know, it's fitting that Aaron and I met at an Umoja event at my campus. That spirit of collectivity. You know, I'm a recovering sports addict. You know, I played in high school and I still cast a glance at, you know, the NBA is going on right now, and if you watch the commercials, what are they teaching everybody watching those commercials? You know, the social media world, everything is about material items, material possessions, getting yours, individualism, kind of a sort of narcissism. And people say that about the kids on social media. Everybody's affected by that. My son is a musician, so I made him a little Instagram page, and flipping through the thing. Everything is showing like our people getting out of cars that could pay rent on my house for like 5 years, the cost of them. Red carpets, the gear they're wearing is equally expensive. And so you're made to identify with that wealth, even if you're not coming from that yourself. But that mentality, that narcissistic mentality, is exactly what brought us here in chains. So that can't be what's going to liberate us. You're not going to money your way into liberation. I'm not saying to any of you, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about no vow of poverty. It's a question of what you do with it when you get it. That concept of Umoja is about that. And in these days and times, that concept is even more important than ever. But as Mercedes said, this is nothing new. Emory Baraka, the great poet and activist, once said something, a phrase that I really like. He said, "We are enduring the changing same. As much as things change, they stay the same." So that concept of unity, of collectivity is, again, my theme. And again, it runs counter to that kind of narcissism and greed that we see flailed out in front of us all the time, whether it be social media or watching the game or whatever. And one of the things it does is it divides the haves and have-nots. Like I said, when I was preparing my notes for coming here to join y'all in this celebration, there was a ghetto bird flying over my house with a horn saying the same thing that I hear when I'm running to the park or whatever through my neighborhood. I'm partly from East San Diego. You'll hear more about where I'm from earlier than that later, but East San Diego is one of those neighborhoods where you have ghetto birds. And, you know, it just took me back, you know. You know, that concept of Umoja for me is about struggle for liberation. And in my own family, since this is a family environment, you know, I feel that family spirit here. I'll share a little bit about my own family story. When I was 7 years old, I wasn't in East Dago listening to the ghetto bird. I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Earlier, I was telling Sir over here, Gap Band was playing earlier, and I was like, you know Charlie Wilson, youngster? Because he has this golden voice. And he said, "Oh, Charlie Wilson." I said, "You know, outstanding." I tried to sing, I can't touch him, so I like butchered the song. Outstanding. You know that one. Or You Dropped the Bomb on Me. They come from Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Greenwood District. The Greenwood District's the north side of Tulsa, okay? Thinking about ghetto birds and the way the more things change, the more things stay the same. In 1979, I was 7 years old. Go ahead, do the math. And I was looking at, you know, the TVs, y'all don't, well, some of y'all may remember, the rabbit ears, or if your antenna broke, you put aluminum foil on it to try to get that reception. You youngsters have no idea what the heck I'm talking about, okay? You had to get yourself up off the couch and go turn the channel to one of 3 channels. That's how old I am, okay? And one night, my mother and I were sitting in our small apartment in the north side of Tulsa, and the 10 o'clock news came on. And I was 7, you know, I'm probably playing or something. I don't remember exactly what I was doing, but I'll never forget it. You know, we did the libations earlier, you know, and the person that I thought of was the person whose face came across the screen. It was my father. I'm named after him. I'm actually a junior. His name's Dennis Childs. And I knew something struck me deeply in my body at that moment. I knew that something was really wrong when I saw his face on that screen. And I hadn't seen him for a while. Him and my mother were not together at that point. And what I heard this white woman on the TV screen say, with a kind of look of, I have to say, she had like a look of glee. You know, someone mentioned Fred Hampton earlier. When Fred Hampton was murdered by the police in Chicago at the call and beck and call of the FBI, the police, when they were taking him out of his house after they murdered him, he was laying next to his pregnant wife, poisoned by the FBI and Chicago police. When the police took him out on the gurney, they were smiling. You don't believe me? Look at the pictures online and watch, of course, Judas and the Black Messiah, and then watch the documentary, The Murder of Fred Hampton. By the way, I do give homework. Y'all are graduates, but you're still getting homework, okay? It never stops. I'm never gonna stop learning, and neither should you. What's that? Oh, no. No. That smile is the smile, pardon the expression, of the devil. So it's not a real smile. That's not real joy. What Mercedes was talking about earlier was something much different. That concept of black joy, that concept of real joy. That's the smile of someone who takes glee in somebody else's pain. So the woman that was on the news that night in Tulsa, she was looking with that kind of look on her face, you know, and she said this black man had tried to rob a store and that he got shot and killed by this police officer, killed my father, shot him in the back unarmed, okay, in a town called, in a little a white enclave outside of Tulsa called Bixby. And the bullet might as well have hit me as a child. And some of y'all might be able to relate to this. This is there wasn't no Black Lives Matter movement. There was no cell phone cameras. Actually, the officer that did it got a commendation, got awarded for doing that, because he was doing his job. And that roll call is something, when you think about the spirit of Umoja, because for every person that is here celebrating here tonight, I know y'all know many times more who can't be for various reasons. And that's what I'm talking about with that notion of a struggle for liberation. But what I did with that is something that I know the graduates have done and other people in this room have done. When something like that happens, you know, I'm not going to say I don't despair over it or feel it. I feel it right now with you, as y'all are thinking about whomever you may have lost to whatever kind of foul thing, you know. But I don't carry it as an albatross on my back, around my neck. I carry it as a torch, okay? And a torch can do a couple of things. A torch can light your path, and a torch can burn down what needs to be burned down, okay? And that's that spirit of liberation. That's that part that is really important in the concept of Umoja, that collectivity in struggle. With the joy all the time, making the most beautiful music on earth, but also making the system pay the price when it needs to. And we need you right now. You're standing on the shoulders of the ancestors, but we need your shoulders now. And there ain't no one way to do it. Everybody was talking about all these incredible fields of study, but whatever field of study you're in, you can always be committed to that purpose of the collective, okay? And for me, the starting of that was when I went to UCLA, a little couple clicks to the west, as an undergrad, the first time I laid hands on Malcolm X's autobiography. And then I laid hands on Native Son by Richard Wright. And then I read Beloved by Toni Morrison. And then I read A Red Record by Ida B. Wells Barnett. Then I started listening to, I read George Jackson's Soledad Brother. I read Assata Shakur's autobiography. And when I say homework, the graduates, if you have not read that book, that's your homework. Okay, that's where I want you to start, okay? And you can reach out to me anytime after you do this work, and we can talk about it. Assata Shakur, you may recognize that last name. That's Tupac's godmother. May she rest in peace. She just passed away and transitioned in revolutionary exile in Cuba. A group of freedom fighters broke her out of prison to send her to Cuba, as they say. One of those was Sekou Odinga, Baba Sekou, who also recently passed. They were both members of the Black Liberation Army. So I'm reading all this stuff. None of it was assigned in class, by the way. A couple of, maybe Richard Wright. But I'm taking the cues from my professors, also taking the cues from what I'm hearing from elders, and then you just get addicted to it. It's the right kind of addiction, you know? And so a part of that Umoja concept has to do with knowledge and its power. That adage, knowledge is power, it's also for us a matter of life and death. Because what it did for me is it changed that thing, that hole in my chest again. It lit me up. All the books that I just mentioned to you, you listen to The Ballad or The Bullet by Malcolm. It was just his birthday in Malcolm Day on May 19th. The same birthday as Lorraine Hansberry, by the way, May 19th, okay? It lit me up, and I'm still on fire to this day. That massacre that occurred in 1921 in Tulsa to the time that my father was murdered in 1979, all of it speaks to me of my responsibility according to that principle of Umoja. And I feel it. When I look at y'all, looking you in the eyes, I met some of you earlier, I feel it coming off of you. There's, as somebody said earlier, there's nothing, in Genesis again, keep quoting her because it's worthy to keep quoting her. There's nothing that you can't do. Nothing. And I really feel that. So again, I salute you. Although I want to say one more thing about Black Wall Street though. The thing that caused that, this again was, I mean, I never even got one book by a black author in my entire high school career. Does anybody share that? Look around the room. Or only one? You know, there was one day of black history in high school, and you saw Martin Luther King, Dr. King on one side, and your ancestor on the auction block on the other, and it was probably in the shortest month of February, okay? But that wasn't it. Tulsa was not mentioned on the AP history test or the history tests that I got. But when you look at it, it was the wealthiest black community in the country before that massacre occurred. They burnt the church to the ground. You dropped the bomb on me from Gap Band has a double meaning. They dropped bombs on the north side of Tulsa. They lynched hundreds, untold hundreds of people, but the reason why they did it because they were threatened by our collective power. And that's the thing. You have that in you to reinstitute that notion of Black Wall Street, okay? But according to that, again, that collective principle. So again, those books, that search for knowledge saved me in a way. You know, looking back, when Frederick Douglass writes his autobiography, which again, everybody should read, the 1845, start with that. He wrote 3, okay? Start with the first one. He talks about the pain that an enslaved African would feel for learning to read would be death. Anybody known to teach us anything would be death. Why was that? Why? First they would say that we couldn't learn and that we didn't have intelligence, but they make laws banning us from reading. How does that make sense? They knew they were lying. They also knew the threat that we posed. If you study the Haitian Revolution, you study Denmark Met Vesey, you study Nat Turner, you know already what threat we pose. So the master, the white supremacist that is, was right. We were a threat if we got knowledge. Again, it's a matter of life and death. And so what happened? You know, that I'm really a historian masking as a literature professor, by the way, okay? But that word history is weird. It's a compound word made up of two words, his story, okay? I'm not interested in that when I talk about history. I'm interested in that forbidden, dangerous type of knowledge, okay? So when you look back, how was the white supremacist right about how dangerous we would be if we got knowledge? Well, we had something like the Haitian Revolution here. Let me see. If you wanted to get the test question right, who freed the slaves, what name would you put down? Abraham Lincoln, right? Now, notice I said if you wanted to get it right. I didn't say if you wanted to say the truth, okay? Because exactly 0 enslaved Africans were freed with the passage of the Emancipation Proclamation in the Confederacy. Only states that were loyal to the Union could keep their slaves after that was passed in 1863. This is the dangerous knowledge, okay? And you'll never stop looking for it and searching for it. Whatever career you choose, it's very important that you keep on that search at all times because we're depending on you, okay? So, what else did Abraham Lincoln do in 1863? You can read W.B. Du Bois's Black Reconstruction to find out. I would give yourself some time. It's about 860 pages long, okay? But around page 720, what does he say? He says, well, in 1863, not only did Lincoln pass the Emancipation Proclamation, but he also, for the first time, decided to listen to Frederick Douglass, who was coming to his office repeatedly, demanding this, to let us fight for our own freedom. Why did he change his mind after 2 years into the war? The South was winning the war as of 1863. And this was consensus by everybody in the generals, from the field generals himself. So he made that decision based on a tactical change, a change in strategy. What happened after that? Well, the North got 250,000 of us as new soldiers, including the great field general Harriet Tubman, who freed about 800 of us in one skirmish in a place called Combahee River, South Carolina. Okay? She led soldiers on the battlefield in that skirmish, by the way. Okay? So what did Lincoln, who was, by the way, an average racist, read his journals? I have. Again, I'm addicted. I have to have evidence for what I say. This is not opinion. This is science. So, what did he say, though, that average racist, after the Civil War and the 13th Amendment was signed? He said, if it weren't for those 250,000 soldiers, those African soldiers, he didn't say the word African. If it wasn't for us, the South would have won the Civil War. Who freed the slaves? We freed ourselves. Now in San Diego, in Southeast San Diego, the historical black community, what do you think the name of the high school is? Lincoln. Why isn't it called Tubman High School? What's going on? History. It's about the politics of what is included and what is excluded, okay? So what does the child think when he has to identify with the average racist rather than the freedom fighter who is the real cause of his or her liberation? What is that meant to do to a person? And then they say, they don't really like education down in Southeast Dago. That might sound familiar from neighborhoods south of the 10 in LA, right? Where the ghetto birds fly. So I read another book, I mentioned Assata earlier. The first time I ever saw this, and I promise I'm almost done, okay? But this is for you, the graduates, and your families. I'm gonna give you all I got, because that's what you've given, okay? But I have to say Assata again. When I was reading her, I saw this thing where she talked about the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. You may have seen the documentary 13th by Ava DuVernay. I highly recommend it, okay? But before she wrote that, I wrote a whole chapter on this 13th Amendment thing, but I didn't get it from no book. by somebody who hadn't got through it. I got it from a book from somebody who went through what I'm about to talk about, Assata. She was a political prisoner, and while she was held captive and chained to her bed when she gave birth to her daughter, Kukuya, by the way, and beaten after they took her child away immediately after she was born. She was in prison, they took her to the hospital, chained her to the bed. This is something that California had legal until very recently, chaining women while they were in childbirth, chaining them while they were in prenatal care, okay? While she was going through all that, she wrote in her autobiography that she was in the kitchen and a guard tried to make her shuck some peas. And she said, I'm not doing that. Slavery's not legal. You can't make me do that. And the guard said, yes, it is. And the guard quoted to her the 13th Amendment, which was the amendment that our 250,000 ancestors brought to being, which was the Freedom Amendment, right? Okay, the 13th Amendment to U.S. Constitution. But if you listen to it, it goes something like this. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude shall be legal within the United States except as punishment for a crime. Except? What do you mean except? 4 million people, many of them were re-enslaved as a direct result of that punitive exception. Read your Angela Davis, read Milford Fierce, read Douglas Blackman's Slavery by Another Name. Read all of these books that go into that deeply, that story. It's Chained in Silence by Talitha LaFleur, great black woman scholar. And it'll tell you all you need to know about all that. Sorry, that was my timer. I'm not done yet, though. So I'm closing, though. In the name of cutting against the narcissistic spirit of greed that this racial capitalist system tries to instill in us, I want to talk to you graduates about putting aside what Peter Tosh calls the shitstem that wants you to believe in that and identify with that. And I know many of you are already doing that. I can tell. I've heard from you tonight, and I can just feel it in the room. So I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but I'm just blessing what you already do. As you celebrate your achievements and think on your future achievements, keep your mind on the fact that for every one of us who's here celebrating, there's all these folks that can't be. 25 minutes down the road is a place called CIW Corona, the women's prison there. In 2016, 10 years ago, a woman named Shailene Light Blue Grave was found hanging in her cell there. The same year that a Latina named Erica Rocha was found hanging in her cell. That prison leads the country in prisoner suicide. From 2006 to 2010, they had over 150 forced sterilizations there. Okay? So when we talk about the changing same, that story has genealogical roots going back, because we're the tribe of the Middle Passage, back to the original prisons, which were those slave ships that kidnapped us across the Atlantic. So when I was looking at the CBS, the Center for Black Culture and Student Success, CBCSS, Instagram, I saw this incredible quote by Toni Morrison, and it happened to be in Oprah's magazine. It says, if you are free, you need to free somebody else. If you are free, you need to free somebody else. If you have some power, your job is to empower somebody else. She was channeling the great Fannie Lou Hamer, who led the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party. And she said once at a women's convention in the 1970s, nobody is free until everybody's free. Nobody's free until everybody's free. And you heard Assata's words, a wall is just a wall and nothing more at all earlier. What the ancestral lineage that you come from teaches us is that there's absolutely nothing that you can't do. And again, now it's your shoulders that we need to stand on. You've already proven that you're worthy of that by being here today. And I guarantee you this, that along with all your friends and family, the administrators, the professors, the staff who are here, your ancestors and all of our ancestors are looking at you right now with an just unabashed feeling of joy, pride, and smiling right now, deeply, and so proud of you. And because as the reason why they're feeling that way, as Frankie Beverly would say, "You've caused happy feelings in the air this evening. That's what you've done for all of us." So I think everybody will join me in just saying once again, congratulations to the class of 2026.
As an honorary member of the Umoja community, we would like to take a moment to recognize you and your steadfast commitment to the Umoja practice of intentional and deliberate by presenting you with the Sankofa Award. Sankofa is a Ghanaian word meaning go back and get it. It teaches us the importance of reaching back to retrieve what has been left behind so that we can move forward with wisdom and purpose. It reminds us that understanding our history, honoring our ancestors, and learning from the past are essential to building a better future. This award is especially meaningful because Dr. Child's work embodies the spirit of Sankofa. Through his teaching, writing, and activism, he challenges us to confront difficult histories, uplift truths that are too often ignored, and use knowledge as a tool for liberation and transformation. His scholarship not only examines the past, but also helps guide future generations like we have here today, sitting in front of us today in this room. And for his dedication to educating, advocating, and inspiring others, it is our privilege to honor Dr. Dennis Childs with the Sankofa Award.
Appreciate you. Can you hand me my phone?
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, y'all, the time is almost here, but just a couple more things. So I would like to bring up our academic counselor, Maklit Mola, to talk about the significance of these stoles here, these kente stoles, and the cords that you see here on this table. So Maklit Mola.
All right, good evening, folks. Over the past few years, our students have demonstrated dedication and perseverance by earning one or more of the following accomplishments: a certificate, completion of a program of study supporting both career entry and professional development, an associate degree, a degree that prepares students for a variety of careers and technical fields, an associate degree for transfer, a degree designed to support students' transfer to the CSU system with junior standing, and transfer, completion of academic requirements that prepare students to transfer to a four-year university in pursuit of a bachelor's degree. Now, will all the graduates please rise and make their way to the side of the stage? As they do, please allow me to share the significance of the kente cloth presentation ceremony. The colors and symbols woven into the kente cloth carries deep cultural meaning. Black symbolizes spiritual strength and maturity. Gold represents wealth and royalty. Green signifies growth, harvest, and renewal. Maroon reflects Mother Earth, healing, and protection. And the black and gold pattern is a Western African Adinkra symbol, meaning well-built house. The kente cloths will be presented by Mercedes Cunningham, CBCSS Program Coordinator. By draping these cloths over our graduates' shoulders, we are symbolically affirming their strength, resilience, and readiness to embrace the next phase of their academic and professional journeys. The green cords will be presented by Mark Josephson, a MEND project expert. These cords represent students affiliated with AMEND, a charter dedicated to supporting the academic success and professional growth of African American male students. The orange cords will be presented by myself. These cords signify students' participation in the Umoja Aspire program, a charter dedicated to supporting the academic success and professional growth of Black students across California community colleges. Lastly, the certificate of recognition will be presented by Dr. Kat Germany, CBCSS Director. This certificate honors the graduates' academic achievements and celebrates their commitment to personal growth and cultural excellence. Now, please join me in welcoming Erin Preston, Umoja Aspire Program Specialist, back to the stage to announce the names of our graduates as they come forward to receive their recognition.
It's time, y'all. That's what we're here for. Class of 2026, where you at? There they are. Woo! All righty, so when I call your name, come on up. Starting with Sophia Allen. Sophia is transferring to California State University, Los Angeles with an associate's degree in business administration and social justice. She is also on the Mount SAC speech and debate team. Woo! Christopher Beltran. Christopher is transferring to California State University, Chico, with an associate's in science and business administration. He is part of ACES, TRIO, Rising Scholars, and Phi Theta Kappa International Honor Society. Woo! Makai Creole. Cirillo, sorry. Makai is transferring to La Sierra University with an AA degree in kinesiology and wellness. He is also part of the Mount San Antonio College men's basketball team. Eva Fisher. Eva has not decided what school she will be transferring, San Diego State. She will be transferring with an AA in business, and she is also part of the women's indoor and beach volleyball team. Amber Fafana. Amber will be transferring to Cal Poly with an AA in sociology and social and behavioral sciences. Woo! Oh, sorry. No. Katrina Grady. Katrina does not know what school she will be going to, San Diego. She will be graduating with an AA in kinesiology and wellness. Ryan Hill. Ryan will be transferring to California State University, Fullerton. He is graduating with an associate's in science degree in drone camera operating. Amanique Jackson. Amanique will be graduating with an associate's in arts degree in social and behavioral sciences. Jay Musa Khan. Jay will be transferring to San Francisco State University. He is receiving an Associate's in Arts degree in Social Justice Studies, an Associate's in Arts degree in Sociology, and an Associate's Arts degree in Social and Behavioral Sciences. Benny Lamb. Benny will be transferring to California State University, Fullerton. He is receiving an Associate's Arts degree in Social and Behavioral Sciences and Kinesiology and Sociology. He is part of the MOCAN Student Safety Ambassadors. Noah Lane. Okay. Noah will be transferring to Life Pacific University, and he is receiving an Associate's in Arts degree in Kinesiology and Wellness, and he is a part of the Mount San Antonio College basketball team. Leah Lisa Mosley. Leah will be transferring to University of California, Southern California, Los Angeles, and she is receiving an Associate's in Science degree in Film, TV, and Electronic Media. Deja Prater. Deja will be transferring to Cal Poly, and she will be receiving a Associate's in Science degree in Hospitality Management. Angel Sears. Angel will be transferring to Dallas College with an Associate's in Arts degree in Kinesiology and Wellness and an Associate's in Arts degree in Child and Adolescent Development. Pauline Smith. Pauline will be transferring to Cal State University Fullerton and receiving an Associate's in Science degree in Business Administration and Mathematics, and a Associate's in the Arts degree in Social and Behavioral Sciences. She is also part of the Mount Sac Phi Theta Kappa Club. Leviticus Staggers. Leviticus has just informed us tonight that he will be going to UCLA with an Associate's in Arts degree for transfer in Communications. LaShawn Taylor. LaShawn will be receiving an Associate's in Science degree in Culinary Arts Management and an Associate's in Science degree in Hospitality and Restaurant Management. Sydney Valentine. Sydney does not know what school she will be transferring to, San Diego, and she will be receiving an Associate's in Arts degree in Kinesiology and Wellness. Antonio Watson. Antonio will be transferring to California State University Long Beach with an Associate's in Science degree in Drone Camera Operating. And unfortunately, he is not part of the Mount Sac Beach volleyball team. Sorry about that. Luana L.J. Collins. Luana will be transferring to UC Irvine, with an Associate's degree in Kinesiology and Wellness, Public Health Sciences, and Psychology. She is also the Mount Sac Interclub Council rep, part of Veterans, and the ICC rep for the Best Club. AJ Brown. Alexis Brown. So this new crop of students are our Umoja Cord recipients. So, AJ Brown. She will be receiving an Associate's in Arts degree in Kinesiology and Wellness, an Associate's in Arts degree in Humanities, and an Associate's Arts degree in Social and Behavioral Sciences. She is also part of the Mount Sac women's basketball team. Genesis Johnson! Genesis Johnson! Genesis will be transferring to an HBCU, Grambling University, and her major is sociology. Kevin Kennard. Kevin will be transferring to California State University, Long Beach, and he will be receiving a certificate in college readiness math and English. Michelle Obasi. Michelle will be transferring to University of California, Irvine, and will be receiving an Associate's in Science degree in Mathematics and an Associate's in Arts degree in Natural Sciences. She is the Mount SAC Student Trustee and the Best Club President. Destiny Plummer. Destiny will be receiving an associate's degree in science, an associate's in arts degree in kinesiology, and is choosing between Long Beach State and Cal State LA, or going to the nursing program here at Mount SAC. Jasmine Stampley. Jasmine will be transferring to San Diego State University. She will be receiving an Associate's in Arts degree in Kinesiology and an Associate's in Arts degree in Kinesiology and Wellness. She is also part of the beach volleyball team. These final students are part of the Amend program and will be receiving the green cord. Andrew Amanes. He will be receiving an AA in Communications and an Associate's degree in Arts in Justice and Law, and he will be going to Cal State Long Beach. Yadel Thomas. Yadel will be choosing between Loyola Marymount University and Grambling State University with a degree in cognitive science. Uh-oh, I made an oopsie. I would like to welcome to the stage Monlissa Hayes. Monlissa will be receiving a certificate in nutrition. Congratulations! You did it! Thank you so much. So for our closing remarks, that wasn't it, I'm sorry. I will be welcoming our coordinator for the Center for Black Culture and Director for the Center for Black Culture and Student Success, Dr. Catherine Germany.
It was working me. I was getting all the certificates wrong, and I was like, who's this? I got the hardest job. I thought the name calling was going to be the hardest. I was like, don't give me the names, and then they gave me the certificates. I'm like, oh, this is just as hard. So, good evening. I won't hold y'all too long because my stomach is touching my back, and I'm hungry too. So, yeah. So as we bring the 4th annual Black Congratulatory Ceremony to a close, I would like to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me or I haven't had a chance to meet. My name is Dr. Kat Germany, and I serve as the director of the Center for Black Culture and Student Success here at Mount SAC. It has been an honor to celebrate alongside all of you this evening, tonight, as we recognize not only the academic achievement of our graduates, but also their resiliency, their determination, the excellence. I've been here since December, so I've had a chance to meet with some of you all, and just hearing everything y'all go through in the center, live, it's amazing that y'all made it, y'all did it. So one more time for yourselves, give it up to yourselves, turn to y'all parents, y'all families, thank them. I'm proud of y'all. POP, hold it down when y'all get to y'all new universities. So before we conclude, I would just like to extend my sincerest gratitude to my incredible team. Everyone's like, are y'all ready for tonight? I'm like, I'm just like here. It's really the team who put this on tonight. So I definitely want to thank Mercedes, Aaron, Janelle, McLeet, and Mark, and our student assistants, and our student volunteers. So if y'all can just give them a round of applause too. And the last thing they told me to tell y'all that before we conclude, we're supposed to be doing a group photo with the graduates. So once the group photo with the graduates is taking place, then you all can go and eat up all the desserts. We got some desserts, we got some small bites out in the front, and then we have a photo booth as well. So we still doing the picture, right? Oh, okay, great. And I think that's pretty much it for my remarks. So thank you all for being here tonight with us this evening. It was really meaningful, and I'm very proud of you all, even if I haven't been able to personally meet y'all while y'all are here on your journey at Mount SAC. It is excellent to just look at Black excellence. So thank you. And yeah, congratulations to class of 2026. Y'all did it.
I think you do like 3 rows or something. Y'all educated, so I think y'all can situate yourselves. All right, let's start another row here. Start, yeah, go ahead. Keep going, yeah. Yep.